need more. I need more in there. Oh, yeah, that's better. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Gums Videos, and welcome back to my WTF series reviews, where today I'm reviewing Scary Movie. I don't know what it is with this movie per se, because I don't know, people find it funny. I remember growing up, people were like, dude, that Scary Movie's like the shit. That's why I got like, what, 5 sequels? And like, I don't get it. I'm not even a big fan of parody movies in general. I mean, I like when something is parodying something, but I don't like parody movies. The Scary Movie is a cult classic in a very strange way. Everyone knows what Scary Movie is, at least in this area where I grew up. Everyone talked about it when I was a kid. A lot of the teenagers talked about it, and a lot of adults, I'm assuming, talked about it, but I don't get it. Out of all these reviews, there's always something redeemable about it. Or, like, it does something to me emotionally. This movie is a comedy, and I laughed once. And it was the first joke of the movie. I was like, oh, maybe it's better than I remember. It was like the intro girl, like before she died, and he goes like, what's your favorite scary movie? And she's like, Kazam. Best joke in the movie. Not enough. Not enough. The movie is severely unfunny. The main joke is, out of how random all the jokes are, there's one thing they all have in common. Something's about to happen. Take what you would normally think is going to happen, like in a normal movie, and flip it on its fucking head. That's what the joke is. Like, you think he's going to kill somebody, then he ends up smoking pot with them. And then he's like, yeah. And then you think, okay, maybe he's just going to hang out with them. Then he kills them. And then there's one guy remaining. You're like, is he going to kill him now? Then he ends up smoking a blunt with him. And you're like, okay, I guess they're cool. And then now that you think that they're cool, he ends up getting killed. And it's just not funny. The thing about comedy is, what usually makes us laugh is something that we don't expect. If it be like, oh, that's too raunchy to say, or it's just something out of the norm. When your norm is doing something that's not normal, the joke goes stale really quick, and it's an hour and a half of the same fucking thing. Oh, what's the norm? Let's flip it on its head. It's not funny. I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. Like, oh yeah, a piano went down a fucking stairway and hit an old lady. I found that funny when I was 6. And then the main character, Chris Pratt's old wife, and then this fucking random guy that she's dating who's a dickhead, but apparently he's a really nice guy. I don't get it, but whatever. And then they're fucking, and then she does some exorcist shit, and then he ends up having a fire hydrant hose for a fucking cum shot, and then she gets up going to a ceiling, and then they're like, oh, that was so good. And then it's revealed later that, oh, I'm the bad guy because you never had sex with me. Didn't you just have sex with her like 2 minutes ago? And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, now I'm gay. So it's not funny. And then you got what, Marlon Wayans, one of the Wayans, 2 of them are in this movie. One of them is a pothead. And his whole joke is just he says shit really loud and laughs. That's his joke. I don't remember. An hour and a half of my life just kind of faded away before my very eyes because the movie is just that unfunny. Again, the dialogue back and forth is just like, let's see how many cheap slut laughs we can make, and not one of them landed. I'm gonna fucking puke. So there's 3 killers in this movie. One was the boyfriend of the main character, fucking stupid, and they try to give him like a funny reason to be a killer. It was not funny. And then one of the Wayans brothers, the one where his whole character is that he's gay, and then at the end of the movie he's like, "Oh, I'm not gay," and they try to justify him not liking guys when he clearly stared at people's asses, and then he's like, "That's nice," and he literally fingered a guy and just like. He ends up being one of the killers. He stabs the main character's boyfriend. I don't know any of their names. Get that out of the way. He stabs his partner in crime to make it look like they were survivors. Like, you know, that whole cliche. And he stabs him like 37 times. Brutus killing Caesar. Brutus was like, dude, chill. And the boyfriend was like, yo, now I need to stab you. He's like, I ain't gonna get stabbed. That's not like part of our plan. Funny. And then he gets killed by the actual killer, the main killer, the one that they were copycatting. And I just find it weird that they knew what the killer looked like, even though they'd never seen the killer. No one knew what the killer really looked like, and except for like a handful of people, and most of the people that saw him died or were high off their kite, so they wouldn't be believing him anyway. So how did they know? Comedy? Fuck parody movies. Fuck Scary Movie 1 through 5. Fuck Superhero Movie. Fuck the Epic Movie. Fuck all of them. Seriously. And I last time I checked, they're all from the same person. They're like, let's see how many fucking 12-year-olds we can make laugh. Let's make the main killer really slow and funny because we wouldn't expect him. Funny! There was a part of me that was sitting there thinking, you know what would be funny, really good for content, especially in this time where like I need content. Let's review all the scary movies. That's not gonna happen now, is it? Because alcohol poisoning is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's going down smoother every sip. The best way to describe this script is a bunch of 8th graders got together and were like, let's make a troll script. And then one of the Wayans brothers, I think they had a hand in making this movie because there's 2 of them in there. One of the Wayans brothers was like, that's hilarious. I think this is so good. I'll take it. Wait, what? We just made this in like 4 hours. I'll take it. But like the dialogue, it's not complete. I'll take it just the way it is. I think that's hilarious because you know what, man? We're hilarious. We just say things really loudly and really randomly and expect comedy. That's not me. I am actually funny. Change the subject. So, one of my subscribers and one of my friends is a huge fan of these series. I just told him not too long ago that I was watching this movie. So, I texted him. We're going to see what he says. So, in the meantime, let's talk about how fucking shit this movie is like I haven't already. Because, for fuck's sake, people like this dog shit. I don't get it. Like, for real, like... That's funny to you fucking idiots. That's not funny. That's just stupid. It's and then you got a fucking Scream in the corner over there smoking pot and they actually changed the mask. He's like, oh my god, he's very expressive. He's like the early 2000s Deadpool, very modernized. It's actually way ahead of its time. It was just like, wow, let's have the slow guy, the guy that has the mental stability of a fucking slug. Let's take him, make him the killer, and make him shit himself. But guess what, guys? He's actually not stupid. He's not actually slow in the head. He's just like, it's like takes off all the shit, and he's like, I'm not actually stupid, because who would pick up on that? Who's like, oh my god, let's get the idiot. Like, who would expect it? Let's give him the fucking star because he's in special ed, because he's a special officer. Get it? Let's take him, right? And we'll make him the killer because no one's going to expect him. Then they're like, oh, but he's not actually stupid. He's actually this really good looking guy. How can you fake that for fucking 25 years? Because that's how old he is. Or was that a lie too? Was this entire movie a lie? This movie's fucking bullshit. Not one part of it is funny. Not one part of it makes sense. This entire movie is literally a fucking disease that needs to be eradicated in film history. It's not funny. It's not shot well. It's not acted good. Not even in a funny way. Not one part of this movie made me laugh other than the Kazam joke. You made me laugh at Kazam. You made me think that Shaquille O'Neal is an actually good actor. Holy fuck! Goes down easier with every sip. Let's go over the recaps. Random blonde dies. Group of friends say they killed somebody in the past, and they're like, oh, maybe it's him, even though he wasn't dead. And then they, threw a fucking vodka bottle or something like that, hit him in the head. They got rid of his body by throwing him in the water. He probably didn't die, or he did die after that. I don't know what happens. They didn't make it clear, but he ended up dying like 5 weeks later. People start dying left and right, and the main character be like, there's a killer on the loose, and people start making fun of her, saying, shut up, bitch. And then some random blonde guy from like Daddy Day Camp fucking RKO's her, and then they start dying, and they still laugh at her in mediocrity, and then they died. The people that laugh at her die, and then her dad's in BDSM gear with a ball gag and fucking leather chaps and stuff like that. It's fucking weird. One of the Wayans brothers gets shot and dies, even though I know he's in one of the future sequels. And one of the other Wayans brothers dies, and then the boyfriend fucking dies, and then, the killer Boy Scout cop thing ends up getting away because he's actually not slow in the head. He's actually a fucking Chad. And we get a no scene at the end of the movie with her staring in the sky, screaming, because funny. I just explained that movie in 10 fucking seconds. And I had to watch an hour and a half of it. Because guess what? An hour and 28 minutes of it. It's just stupid. Brain dead. Jokes. We got a word from our sponsor. Paul, the Geordie Nerd. He finally responds. I'm in bed. 3 laughing emojis. Thanks, Paul. That will be it for today's video, guys. I'm not doing a sequel. I can't do it. How much whiskey do I have left? Let's look. Not enough whiskey. So you're gonna have to get your content somewhere else, fuckers. Outro.